Okay, good morning, students. Today I'm going to start the next topic of Unit 1, Pathophysiology, Clinical and Metabolism, aspect of PEM, Protein Energy Malnutrition. As you all can see on your screens, that I'm going to start the new topic, Protein Energy Malnutrition. Now, आप लोग को you all know that protein energy malnutrition is generally the nutritional problem of preschool children. क्योंकि children जो कैटेगरी है आपका पहले बर्थ होती है इन्फेंसी के बाद इन्फेंसी पीरियड इज डिवाइडेड फ्रॉम 0 to 6 years and 6 to 12 years. 0 to 6 months and 6 to 12 months. तो 12 months के बाद जो एज स्टार्ट होती है that is called as preschool and preschool and school going. So preschool age is किसी book में it is 1 to 6 years given and in some book it is given as 1 to 5 years. So and 6 to 12 years or 5 to 12 years onward is the school going age. So PM is generally a nutrition problem of preschoolers. So preschoolers are those who have crossed the infant age and they are transition or they are going to start a school. So age group from 1 year onwards up to 6 year is generally defined as preschoolers. And the children of this age group are called as preschoolers. And nutrition in this age group is very important for the healthy development in all the areas of it is very important. Nutrition is very important because there is increased physical, psychological, and there is nutrition is required for the social well-being, and so a diet which is inadequate in all the nutrients may result in क्या होगा कि जब डाइट जो है inadequate है न्यूट्रिएंट्स में तो फिर ये delayed development, psychomotor delay and behavioral disorders cause कर सकती है. So growth is generally slower in this stage as compared to the first year. क्योंकि जो first year है after birth to after infancy to 1 year, that is growth is generally faster than in comparison to the preschool age. Then the level of activity and communication and development, all this continues to increase steadily. So अब इस एज में क्या होता है कि चाइल्ड हैज फुली डेवलप्ड सेट ऑफ टीथ बाय द एज ऑफ 3 years and complete set of teeth around 20 teeth are present at the age of 3 years. So जब बात करते हैं एज ग्रुप की, आई टोल्ड यू दैट ये जो है वो एज ग्रुप फ्रॉम 1 to 1 year onward जो है वो प्रीस्कूल एज है. तो डाइट जो है वो जब इनएडिक्वेट होगी न्यूट्रिएंट्स में तो फिर रिजल्ट इन डिलेड डेवलपमेंट, साइकोमोटर डिले एंड बिहेवियरल डिसऑर्डर्स. अब जैसे जैसे प्री स्कूल एज आती है तो वैसे वैसे द रेंज ऑफ फूड्स दैट कैन बी सेफली गिवन टू द चाइल्ड आल्सो इंक्रीजेस. तो क्या होता है कि इन्फेंसी में बहुत ही लिमिटेड अमाउंट ऑफ फूड्स दिए जा सकते हैं, लेकिन जैसे जैसे क्योंकि टीथ का जो है वो डेवलपमेंट हो चुका है तो वैसे ही रेंज ऑफ फूड जो है वो इंक्रीज कर सकते हैं. रेंज ऑफ जो वाइड वैरायटी ऑफ फूड्स कैन बी गिवन व्हिच कैन बी इजीली चूज and they are still growing in order to achieve the satisfactory growth. Children require large amount of nutrients per unit of body weight. This age group में they require larger amount of nutrients. Therefore, when children are fed foods which may contain inadequate amount of nutrients, they may fail to grow. अगर nutrients proper amounts में proper proportion में नहीं मिलेंगे तो फिर क्या होगा कि they may fail to grow. उनके उनका physical development, उनका जो साइकोमोटर डेवलपमेंट है वो सब फेल हो जाएगा, हैम्पर हो जाएगा. लैक ऑफ एडिक्वेट न्यूट्रिशन विल कॉज फेलियर टू गेन वेट इन द शॉर्ट टर्म एंड इन द लॉन्गर टर्म विल रिजल्ट इन स्मॉल स्टेचर. क्योंकि ये एज जो है वो ग्रोइंग स्टेज है, डेवलपमेंटल स्टेज है, तो इस समय अगर एडिक्वेट न्यूट्रिशन इज नॉट प्रोवाइडेड तो दे विल it will result in failure to gain weight, and also they will be not be able to gain weight, and in long terms they will maybe short-heighted, or they may be have a small stature. So now come to the main topic, that is protein energy malnutrition. You all know that प्रोटीन एनर्जी मालन्यूट्रिशन, जैसे कि नेम बता रहा है, इसका प्रोटीन एनर्जी मालन्यूट्रिशन क्या है? जब प्रोटीन की और एनर्जी दोनों की इनएडिक्वेट, बोथ न्यूट्रिएंट्स आर इनएडिक्वेट इन द डाइट, देन द चाइल्ड इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम प्रोटीन एनर्जी मालन्यूट्रिशन. और डब्ल्यूएचओ का जो डेफिनेशन है, डब्ल्यूएचओ डिफाइंस मालन्यूट्रिशन एज सेलुलर इम्बैलेंस between the supply of nutrients and energy and the body's demand for them to ensure growth, maintenance, and specific functions. So this definition has been given by recent definition that is given by WHO, and of a malnutrition. It states that there is a cellular imbalance. There is an imbalance between the intake of nutrients which is required by the body, and these nutrients are required for to ensure growth, maintenance, and specific functions. जो body के specific functions हैं, that they are not getting the proper proportions. Next, PM is a malnutrition caused due to inadequate calorie or protein intake, ineffective weaning, poor hygiene, economic factors. Gastrointestinal infections can and precipitate clinical protein energy malnutrition because of associated diarrhea, anorexia, vomiting, increased metabolic needs, and decreased intestinal absorption. So, when there is gastrointestinal disturbances or gastrointestinal diseases like diarrhea, vomiting, so this also increases the metabolic demands on the child, and because of there is decreased intestinal absorption, therefore, when there is decreased intestinal absorption, it may also result in improper absorption of nutrients or inadequate absorption of nutrients, which can also lead to malnutrition. So, generally, protein energy malnutrition is very common in the lower economic children. So, those children who suffer from the lower economic group, they are more prone to develop in this comparison to the higher economic countries. So, और इसके अलावा जो lower economic countries हैं, उसमें children are more affected, or they can suffer from protein energy malnutrition. And voice clear नहीं आ रही है? My voice is not clear. Are you all not able to hear my voice? I am again continuing my class. So, जो children lower economic countries से belong करते हैं, उनको they are more prone to develop PM. उसके अलावा children who are suffering from chronic diseases, they are also prone to develop PM. Then other जो इसके अलावा और significant factor which is responsible for PM is ineffective weaning. Weaning is introduction of first solid food other than breast milk. Secondary factors इसके अलावा हो सकते हैं ignorance, poor hygiene, economic factors, cultural factors, gastrointestinal infections, parasitic infections. They also play a major role in precipitating the PM. Now come to the term PM. PEM applies related disorders that include marasmus and Rashwarkar. तो टाइप्स की अगर बात करें तो फर्स्ट टाइप ऑफ पीएम इज रैशवर्कर, दैट इज प्रोटीन मालन्यूट्रिशन प्रीडोमिनेंट. इसमें जो है मेनली प्रोटीन की डेफिशिएंसी से दिस टाइप ऑफ पीएम अकर्स. Next is marasmus. Marasmus is when there is deficiency in the calorie intake. Then this type of PEM occurs, and third type is marasmic Veshvarkar. Marasmic Veshvarkar is marked by the protein deficiency and marked calorie deficiency signs are present. So when the features of both Veshvarkar and marasmus are present, then then it is said that the child is suffering from marasmic Veshvarkar. The term marasmus is derived from the Greek word marasmas, means इसका meaning होता है withering or wasting. Marasmus involves inadequate intake of uh, calories, and it is characterized by the wasting of muscles. का most important feature है wasting of muscles. That the child जो है वो उसका body weight जो है वो low होगा, there is extreme wasting of muscles. The term Veshvarkar is taken from the Ga language of Ghana and means thickness of the weaning. So Williams first used this term in 1933, and it refers to an inadequate protein intake, and this refers to an inadequate when the diet is inadequate in protein, then this type of PM occurs. Now on this screen, you can see the differences between marasmus and Veshvarkar. You can see the differences between marasmus and Veshvarkar. There is a table given and the factors. Students, ये मुस्तफा हुसैन कौन है? Okay. Now, the differences between marasmus and Veshvarkar, ये बहुत important आपके exam point of view से differences between marasmus and Veshvarkar बहुत ही important question है. Long question और short question भी इसका पूछा जा सकता है कि marasmus और Veshvarkar में क्या differences होते हैं. तो फर्स्ट जब बात करें तो पॉजिटिव एजेंट या पॉजिटिव न्यूट्रिएंट जिसकी वजह से जो है वो डिजीज होती है, तो डिफरेंसेस में वैश्वर्कर जो है वो प्रोटीन डेफिशिएंसी से होता है एंड मैरास्मस इज बोथ प्रोटीन एंड कार्बोहाइड्रेट डेफिशिएंसी. सेकंड एज ग्रुप की बात करें तो वैश्वर्कर अकर्स बिटवीन 1 to 5 years of age, whereas marasmus occurs below 1 year. Third condition is edema. It is present in Veshvarkar and it is absent in marasmus. Then common prevalence, Veshvarkar, rural areas with recurrent pregnancies and small age gap in siblings. Whereas in marasmus, it occurs in the urban areas where the breastfeeding is discontinued early. Pigmentation in skin, Veshvarkar में changes color, जो skin का color है वो there can be seen changes in the color of skin. It is scaly and broken, whereas these changes are not present in marasmus. Next, response to starvation. Veshvarkar में maladaptive response to starvation, whereas in marasmus there is adaptive response to starvation. इसके अलावा और भी बहुत से differences हैं. I will give you separate notes for the differences between marasmus and Veshvarkar. Now, coming to the first type of PM, that is Veshvarkar. It is due to low intake of calories or inability to absorb the calories, and this causes the development of Veshvarkar. Veshvarkar in Veshvarkar, adequate carbohydrate consumption and decreased protein intake lead to decreased synthesis of visceral proteins. अब जब विसरल प्रोटीन का सिंथेसिस जो है लो हो जाएगा तो फिर उसकी वजह से देयर इज हाइपोएल्बुमिनिया which contributes to extracellular fluid accumulation. Then there is impaired synthesis of beta lipoproteins also, जिसकी वजह से fatty liver, you have also studied the symptom, that is fatty liver, it is present in this type of PM. Then impaired synthesis of beta proteins producing fatty liver. Then serum zinc levels are also closely related with the presence of edema, stunting of growth, severe wasting. So, that Kwashiorkor typically presents with failure to thrive, then edema, moon face, fat belly, swollen abdomen, then fatty liver. Skin changes are also characteristic and they progress over few days. Skin becomes dark, dry, and it splits, revealing the pale areas between the cracks. So there is presence of edema, stunting of growth, severe wasting. Child is apathetic. Apathetic means that the child is not showing interest in the surroundings, in the friend circle. They are very much reserved. Next, Bashwarkar characteristically affects the children who are being weaned. Signs include diarrhea and psychomotor changes. So these are few signs and symptoms. Apart from these, there is pot belly, or you can say swollen abdomen, edema, moon face, fatty liver, skin changes. These are important characteristics of this type of PM. Then there is depigmentation of hair. Hair becomes dry, lusterless, sparse, brittle, and they can be pulled out easily. Nail plates are thin and soft, and it may be fissured also. Then उसके अलावा there is chelosis. Chelosis is also present. So chelosis means inflammation of sides of the lips, and this is वैसे तो generally ये riboflavin की deficiency से होती, but it is also a characteristic feature of Kwashiorkor. Then here जो है वो soft हो जाएगा, it is fine, and it is eyelashes undergo also some changes. Then tongue, on the tongue, there is inflammation of the tongue, which is called as angular stomatitis. Then there is chelosis, there is xerothalimia. So these are some of the characteristic features. Next, talking about next type of PM, that is marasmus. Marasmus is due to insufficient energy intake to match the body's requirements. As a result, the body draws on its own stores, resulting in wasting. So, जब body का जो requirement है, that requirement is not met fully, what happens? The stored proteins and stored glycogen is being utilized by the body for providing energy, and this results in the loss of weight and wasting of muscles. Marasmus most commonly occurs in children younger than 5 years. In marasmus, the child appears emaciated with marked loss of subcutaneous fat and muscle wasting. The skin is wrinkled and loose. Next, we talk about the dietary management. The first step in the treatment of a PM is to correct fluid and electrolyte abnormalities and treat any infections. फिर second step है treatment of protein energy malnutrition to supply macronutrients by dietary therapy. Milk-based formulas are treatment of choice. After 1 week, intake rate should be increased to 175 kilocalories per kg and 4 grams per kg of protein for children. A daily multivitamin tablet should also be included. A third step is maintenance phase. इसमें it requires continuous monitoring to ensure that the nutritional status is maintained. So first step is correction of fluid and electrolyte imbalance. So the most common electrolyte abnormalities are hypokalemia, पोटेशियम का लेवल होगा, हाइपोकैल्सीमिया, कैल्शियम का लेवल होगा, हाइपोफॉस्फेटीमिया, लो फॉस्फेट लेवल एंड हाइपोमैग्नीशियमिया. सो ये इलेक्ट्रोलाइट्स जब लो हो गए तो इनका इलेक्ट्रोलाइट बैलेंस नॉर्मल करना. नेक्स्ट इज मैक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट डिप्लेशन शुड बी commenced within 48 hours under the supervision of nutrition specialist. So 48 hours में 48 hours में under the supervision of nutritional specialist, this macronutrient replacement should be done. It is achieved by managing edema and acidosis, and dehydration managed by providing the drips. So if there is dehydration, the drips can be provided to cure the dehydration. Second is diet therapy. Once the condition of child stabilizes and the electrolyte imbalance is corrected, the child can be gradually given foodstuffs to provide nutrition. An objective of diet therapy is to replenish the lost reserves of the body and at the same time build storage for sustenance. And the diet should be high in calories and good quality protein. So ये factors हैं principle of diet के कि इसमें high calories और high good quality protein देना है, so that the lost reserve जो है body के that can be recovered or replenished. Now come to the nutritional requirements. First, energy. The diet should provide adequate calories in order to proteins for tissue synthesis and repair. So, इसमें अगर adequate amount of calories देंगे तो proteins जो है अपना tissue maintenance का tissue repairing का काम करेंगे. High calorie diet should be provided. Malted cereals in the form of starchy gravels can be given to increase the caloric value. तो जो nutrition की जो requirement इसमें रिकमेंड की गई है, तो चिल्ड्रन 0 to 2 years के लिए 200 किलो कैलोरीज पर केजी बॉडी वेट एंड चिल्ड्रन हु आर 2 years onwards 150 to 175 किलो कैलोरीज पर केजी करंट बॉडी वेट के अकॉर्डिंग कैन बी गिवन. नेक्स्ट इज कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स. These constitute about 50% of total calories in the diet. अब ये 50% कैसे दे सकते हैं? By honey, jaggery, rice, wheat, roots and tubers, breads, ये सारे foods include कर सकते हैं. Next is proteins. 10% of daily calories should be derived from proteins of animal origin. And in case proteins of plant origin are given, percentage should be increased. So generally 5 grams protein per kg body, present body weight and per day should be given. Next is fats. Fats is an integral part of the diet, providing high calories. So about 40% of total calories should come from fats. Saturated fats are preferred as unsaturated fats are seen to cause diarrhea. अब good sources fat के हैं butter, ghee, cream, milk and milk products. इनसे this can be included. ये सारे food जो है different recipes में incorporate करके high calorie diet बना करके दिए जा सकते हैं. Next is vitamins. Multivitamin supplement can be given. अगर vitamin A deficiency present है तो supplementation of 50,000 international unit of vitamin A can be given immediately, followed by 5,000 international unit per day for few weeks. Next, minerals. Minerals में iron and folic acid. These two minerals are very important. अगर anemia present है तो इसके लिए एक iron syrup दी जा सकती है thrice daily. That is ammonium ferrous ammonium citrate 0.8 grams should be given daily for 2 months. Folic acid में 100 micrograms per day folic acid should be given to treat anemia. Next, electrolytes. Electrolytes में 0.5 grams per day of magnesium chloride and 2.4 grams per day of potassium chloride should be added to the diet for 2 weeks. So ये magnesium chloride and potassium chloride given that can help in maintaining the electrolyte balance. Now coming to the points which need to be considered while planning diet for a patient or for a child suffering from PM. The foods included in the diet should be available locally. This is very important factor. वो food जो कि rarely available है या वो food जो इनकी afford नहीं कर सकते पहुंच से बाहर हैं, these food should not be included at all. Next, the food should not be unfamiliar to the child. So those foods which the child is already familiar to or which the child is already used to should be included. Next, food should be inexpensive. It is very important factor considering the economic conditions of the family. The food should be well tolerated and easily digestible also. So if the food is easily digestible, it can be easily absorbed. The diet plan should include foods from the 5 food groups. Feedings should be small, frequent throughout the day. So small feedings frequently throughout the day, 1 or 2 hour interval में feedings can be given. The amount of food should be greater than the child was habitual of consuming. So generally amount of food can be increased. कैसे? Frequent feeding के through. Modifications should be made in rice existing diet of the child by addition of high calorie foods like jaggery. It is jaggery, not jaggery. It is jaggery, honey, peanuts, oil, ghee, butter, banana, mango, grapes. ये सारे जो हैं high calorie foods हैं. ये फूड जो है वो डाइट में इंक्लूड किए जा सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट, मिल्क एंड मिल्क प्रोडक्ट शुड बी इंक्लूडेड इन द डाइट. एटलीस्ट 100 ml of milk should be given daily. Complete proteins derived from cereal pulse combination of 5:1 ratio should be given in the form of khichdi, dalia, idli, chilla. तो जो राइस और पल्स का कॉम्बिनेशन है वो 5:1 का रेशियो होगा. तो ये जब रेशियो दिया जाता है, इट इज इक्वल टू द गुड क्वालिटी प्रोटीन ऑफ मीट. तो मीट में जितना प्रोटीन अवेलेबल है उसमें जो अपने अमाइनो एसिड्स अवेलेबल हैं, this ratio gives equal amount of amino acid, essential amino acids. Next step is maintenance. पहला था balance, imbalance, electrolyte को balance करना. Second है diet therapy. Third is maintenance. So when the diet has been modified, when the electrolyte balance has been done, the third one is the maintenance. It has been seen that once the child is well ingesting normal oral feeds and comparatively physically active, they are discharged from the hospitals to go home. So maintenance diet, उसके बाद maintenance diet should be included. अब इसमें there are a few you can say that a few units working for these, like residential units. Residential unit is in this kind of arrangement. The mother and child stay together as they would at home. Under the guidance of trained instructor, they learn the importance of nutrition, and as a group develop a suitable therapeutic diet plan for the child using the local foods. Daycare centers, you all know daycare centers कहाँ पे होता है. Here the child attends every day while the mother comes once a week or twice a week also, or daily, and the mothers assist in cooking and feeding. Next is rehabilitation center. In this scenario, the nutrition instructor visits the home of the affected child and guides the mother in comforts of her own home. This is highly personal and yields good results as the instructor can closely monitor the activities. So these are all the places where the child can be put for maintenance for the diet. Now here I am closing my class, and students, अटेंडेंस आप लोग अपनी चैट बॉक्स में दीजिए इस समय अटेंडेंस. उसके बाद आफ्टर द क्लास यू कैन आप जो अटेंडेंस को व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में शेयर करिएगा. तो स्टूडेंट्स, चैट बॉक्स में